Okay, guys, welcome back to Ami Athletics Podcast. This one is a special episode because, well, for a few reasons. If you're in the basketball league,
Playoffs are here.
the playoffs, we're gonna hear if Michelle make the music, woo, whatever. But if you're not in the playoff, if you're not in the playoffs, that sucks. But if you're not in the basketball league, we have some very interesting and very important things to really share with the community and share with the viewers and the listeners, especially to the ones that subscribe. But with that being said, we are going to introduce our guest, whose name is Nathan Ilyabayev. Please introduce yourself a little bit. I mean, beside for, me bringing you into the league and putting you on my back and whatever, just say other things about yourself that are important.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome.
My name is Nathan Ilyabayev. Most of the league knows me as Nate.
Nate Ilya.
Nate Ilya, yeah. Baruch Hashem, married with a son. Gonna be one next month, Baruch Hashem.
Where do you live?
I live in Kew Garden Hills currently. I grew up in Fresh Meadows.
You're a Kew Garden Hills guy?
Yeah.
Where?
I live by Chavetz Chaim. Right, I literally walk out of my house to see Chavetz Chaim.
No way.
Wow.
You grew up in Fresh Meadows and moved to Kew Garden Hills when you got married?
Yeah.
Why'd you make that move?
At the time, the Rebbe I was learning with,
Who's the Rebbe?
Rabbi Yoel Max,
Okay.
he's a Chavetz Chaim guy. So
So you moved there just for your Rebbe?
mainly, he was
Wow.
lived there.
And your wife was okay with that? Where's your wife
Yeah.
from?
My wife's from Hollis Hills.
And she was okay
Yeah.
moving to Kew Garden, and are you happy with that decision?
Yeah, I mean,
Harav.
yeah. I mean,
How'd you get involved with Chavetz Chaim? You went there to high school?
So no, I didn't. But the shul I'm part of Rabbi Dahan's shul. So
But you don't live there.
I grew up there.
Oh, okay. You're
I grew
still
up in Fresh
connected.
Meadows. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. I'm there like every day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I grew up. I was part of Rabbi Dahan's binyan, and they have ties with Chavetz Chaim. Rabbi Dan went to Chavetz Chaim. Rabbi Babai went to Chavetz Chaim. So
you had
we have
close
learning programs in the morning. So the rabbis brought in by Max and a few other rabbis that to learn with the guys. So we developed relationships like that.
Wow. So do you ever see yourself moving out of Queens?
Honestly, I was thinking about it, but no.
Wow.
Why were you thinking about it?
No, I was just like, because so many people do it. So I'm like,
Like, where would you go though? Like, what's on the Miami, Five Towns, Texas? Like, when I say out of Queens, what comes to mind?
Potentially 5 towns.
5 towns.
Potentially, but it's
Lakewood.
just like
5 towns.
Muncie.
Yeah, Miami's done.
like a
that was like
quick-
COVID time.
It's like a quick thought, and then it's just like, nah, I'm not going.
Why'd you
anywhere.
shut it down?
Yeah, my family here, my shuls. I daven by Rabbi Dahan. I daven by the Navainsky shul.
Nothing to do with the 5 towns. You just wanted to be next to your
but
family.
my family. My wife's family's here.
What do you do during the day?
I work. I work with for a telehealth company actually. You guys know what
Nice.
that is?
No.
Basically, it's a virtual physicians. We have like doctors that do like appointments.
Over the phone?
Yeah, over the phone, and
Nice.
I market for them.
Beautiful.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So,
You get to learn.
Yeah.
Flexible.
so question for you. First of all, where'd you go to school?
So, talking high school or general?
Matt, you could start.
So
from
I
wherever.
so elementary school. I went to Yeshivat Or Chaim, Rabbi
Okay.
Kashani.
Yeah.
Rahmat.
Rahmat.
Yeah, I was there till 6th grade. 6th grade, I went to Shar Tzion.
Why'd you switch?
I think it was mainly because a lot of the kids were leaving the school at that time.
So it was like
It wasn't my choice. My parents just took me out. I think
you
they
didn't get
saw-
kicked out.
No.
Okay.
I didn't get kicked out.
He was a good boy.
Yeah,
We'll see.
debatable.
Shire Sion, and then what?
I went to Shar Tzion, and after Shar Tzion, I went to YTT.
How'd you like Shari Tzion?
Shar Tzion was good.
Right to T is Rabbi Amenov?
Rabbi Aronov.
Aronov.
It's by Gabriel.
YTT.
Oh, big up third floor, right.
Yeah.
So you went from Shari Tzion. You wanted to go to YTT?
I kind of didn't have a choice. My brother was already there.
Who's your brother?
Yosef Elyabayev. He went to Or Chaim till 8th grade, and then he went to YTT. He was there from 9th through
Played in
12th.
the league ever?
My brother, no, he's not really a big baller, but he works out a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you didn't apply anywhere else. You only wanted to go to YTT.
it was honestly wasn't really my decision.
Whose decision was it?
My parents.
Oh wow.
They
He was a
said-
shoo-in.
He's like, your brother likes it. Your brother's there. Well, you're gonna go there.
Okay. Were you happy with that decision?
I was. Listen, it's a good school.
You
It's a
hated it.
very good school. It's just at the place where I was in at the time, it wasn't for me.
It's not you, it's me.
School.
So in 10th grade, at the end of 10th grade, I transferred out and I went to.
So you were there for 2 years.
It was there 9th and 10th grade, and I went to Hank in 11th and 12th grade.
Why'd you leave?
Just it wasn't for me. I mean, there was a lot of learning, and I wasn't really involved in the learning at the time. The long schedule also. I would come home very late at night.
You thought it was like a better management of your time for you at that time?
Great. I don't
Yeah.
think you was
Yeah.
thinking like that.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking just like chilling more and.
So had you? Why? So
They have ball. They have real ball. And,
So,
and
my-
Hank.
here's my question: you wanted to leave YTT or you wanted to go to Hank?
So, I had a few options I was thinking about
Okay.
when I wanted to leave. I did want to leave, but I had a few options on in my head where I wanted to go, just because I had a few friends in other schools. But ultimately, like Hank was like the top choice because I had a lot of friends going into Hank also. Like
From where?
in general, Jewel Park, we used to play on Shabbats back in the day.
Okay.
Camp, like
So you went there because of friends,
mainly the main pull because I had more friends there than in other schools,
no other reason,
and basketball.
and basketball.
Yeah,
So wait, so you played on the Hank team?
yeah, I did.
Opa.
For 2 years.
For 11th grade, I played on the team the whole season. We kind of was cut short because we had a little bit of an incident.
What was the incident?
The TABC.
Yeah, we got into a
brawl.
kind of a brawl with TBC.
way.
Yeah.
What happened? Were you
This-
part of the brawl?
No, I didn't throw any hands.
What'd you do?
No,
You ran to the
He's a good
bathroom.
kid.
You ran to the bathroom. What'd you do?
no. I was there. I think I was trying to separate it actually, but
Okay.
it was bad.
How did it start?
I
Spill
think
the
it was.
tea.
Yeah, I think it was just like disrespect from like both sides. You know how basketball goes.
Trash talking.
Yeah.
Trash talking.
You see, you hear that?
We don't need no
Whoever's
brawls in
listening, we don't need
Army.
no brawls.
Yeah. It was like 12 of us, and it was like 100 of them. No joke. And
Honestly, were you scared?
no,
You weren't scared.
I didn't get punched or anything, but
They're like,
Saying, bro, there's 12 of you, 100
Yeah,
of them.
there's like Spartans, you
police
know?
came pretty
They're
quickly.
scared.
Oh, police came quickly.
Yeah.
Also, they're Ashkenaz. They weren't.
Yeah, the police came. It was a bad situation. It was like a dad got punched in the face. It was like a
Oh
whole
my
thing.
God.
Yeah.
And how was school the next day?
So our principal took like 3 or 4 guys from the team, and like the following week drove out to TABC to apologize to them.
No way.
I think because he said we provoked the fight.
Oh.
Did you guys provoke the fight?
We think no. They think yes. We think yes. They think
Well, just to make shalom.
yeah.
But then the season ended.
And yeah, we got suspended for the rest of the season, but then we still were able to go to a tournament. We had the Saturn tournament in Hafter, and then we were doing really well, and then we got into another fight, and then we
Oh
got
my
thrown out of the
God.
tournament.
Oh.
So it was a weird season. And then 12th
Wow,
grade,
Nathan, these fights follow you
yeah, right.
Yeah, I almost had one this year also.
Right.
with his own teammates. Anyway,
12th grade.
And then 12th grade, it was I was on the team, but it was cut short because of COVID.
did you go to Israel after high school?
I did go to Israel.
Where'd you go?
I went for 6 months to Nitivarye.
You went to the
Wow. Is that right, Rabina?
Yeah.
Rav Bina.
Wow.
Tell us about
How
Rav
old
Bina.
are you?
Tell the Bukhari community about Rav Bina.
Huh?
Rabina.
From COVID, how old are you?
I'm 22.
One
Oh.
second.
Wow.
26.
No.
Second. Tell the Bukhari community about Rav Bina. And
He's a great rabbi. He's a great
Why?
Rav. He just tells you how, he just he just tells that
what was that famous quote he says? Something killed more Jews in the Holocaust?
I don't
There's a
know.
famous quote he says.
He's amazing. Whatever he does it amazing. With an unbelievable program. Okay, so you were there how long?
5.5 months, 6 months.
Then you came home.
I came home. Yeah.
And that's it. That was Israel for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You like Nativ?
I did. It was just tough. I'll tell you why. Because I was there during like the quarantine and the COVID. So like I was in many quarantines over there.
Yeah, but you were right next to
It's
the
like-
hotel.
Yeah, but like
Nobody wants to
we
be
Would
there.
you- would
we
you-
were, we
You
were in,
can't have an experience.
yeah, we were like in a box for like
Right. So you had
it's
a
like
very
it's like I was in quarantine, and then I came out. This literally happened, and then like 2 days later, they like send the list out. Like these people were in contact with this person who has
And you went
COVID.
back
so
in.
you gotta go back in now for 14 days.
Oh my
Wow.
You know, so it was an ongoing cycle with the whole like it was the whole thing. So
God. I
it,
can't
was
believe
just-
we all got brainwashed.
it got tough. It got really tough. So I'm like, I'm out.
And you left?
I left. Yeah.
You happy that you left?
At the time I was. Yeah. I think so.
Now?
I think I made the right decision. I mean, now yeah, I think so.
So when did you? Okay, so you went to Hank. For
I grew a
basketball.
lot since I came back. Also.
Right. So that's what I'm asking. How did that growth happen? Because I
Um,
see you wear a white shirt every day. So I want to know when that transition happened.
So I try my best. Listen, a lot of it credits to my rabbis, Rabbi Dan, Rabbi Babayev, Rabbi Max.
They're role models.
Yeah. And I was very not so much now, but I was very involved. We had a morning program when I came back. We had like shacharit, we had learning, breakfast. We were learning till like 10 a.m.
Wow.
So that played a big role, and
So you had structure when you came back.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, they go to Israel, they come back. There's no structure. They
Yeah.
lose. Everything they gained, a lot of it,
Yeah.
just fall through the cracks.
yeah.
So I know, and it was like a slow transition of like little by little, you're growing and growing or whatever.
Yeah, it was, and it was also in a healthy way. It wasn't forced down your throat.
That's actually a very, very healthy word
Yeah,
in a healthy way.
You didn't go to like Kol or something.
I didn't go to Kola.
You just came back, started working, got married.
Yeah, I was working. I was learning in the mornings. Now, not so much. I got to get back into it.
Gotta get back into it.
Yeah, but
Amazing.
So let me ask you a question. What, in terms of Ami Athletics, now that we opened it, what are your thoughts on Ami Athletics?
I think it's unbelievable. Honestly,
Why?
it's just, first of all, the whole idea behind it, right? I think it's mainly to keep the teenagers and the younger generation off the streets, right? I mean, also you have the kids programs, which is huge. And I think just in general, like us as Bukharians, we needed a place to go. I mean, I remember I was driving 30 minutes, 40 minutes with like 10 other Bukharian kids to JCC to play ball at night, And now, like, the gym opened up. It's a huge bracha for all of us.
So what do you think we can expand on? Like, what do you think we can
What's the next
improve
big
on?
thing for Ami?
Beside a building?
The building.
Well, it's in the works.
Uh-huh.
We're
The base of Mikdash.
What can we expand on?
yeah.
Good question.
I think maybe learning.
Yeah.
Learning.
That's a big one.
Yeah, if we can get consistent learning with the Rav. I know the rabbi is busy, but
Zaki said in one of the first podcasts, Ami Athletics is not a center; it's really a movement, and it's really disguised. I mean, if you want to call it Kiruv, you can call it Kiruv, but it's really disguised as a movement.
Shh, don't say it's cute.
No, I mean, Kiruv just means to bring close. So bringing close is relative. Kiruv just means to bring close. So bringing close is relative. Bringing close just means that uniting the Bukharian community. You drive around Main Street of Forest Hills, you're saying hi to every other guy because they're in the league now and they're on the chat and they're talking, and you go to Siyumim and Abe Khankhov, shout out to him. He made a Siyum. Guys, a guy who, they just played, they lost, showed up to the Siyum, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of more connectivity.
Yeah, no.
Drug.
I 100% agree with that. I think it's real achdut is made through this league because
real relationship.
Even myself, like I see people that I would never say hi to. And just because I just
I would never
don't
say
know
hi
them,
to you.
because I just don't know them, but I see them on the street. Now we made that relationship through basketball, and who knows, and like you made that relation through basketball, and now going forward, we can excel into other things as well.
Connectivity and relationships in any community is very important. That's why the Hasidim are so successful in that sense, because of their installation and their connectivity.
100%.
That meaning their life revolves around connecting in shul. Like we use basketball, but not all of us are. We don't have a Rebbe, and we don't have a shul that we all subscribe to. So we need some kind of common ground. So I think, Ami Athletics has that.
100%. There's another thing I wanted to mention now, but this whole thing with Ami, it's nobody was ever ready in their mind to say, like, let's start Ami. Nobody in their life is ever ready to take the next step. And we have Matan Torah this week, and it says that in the Gemara that Hashem, they were standing betachtit har. And the Gemara darshans from there. What does it mean they were at the bottom of the mountain? Literally, the mountain was lifted over them, and they were on the underside of the mountain. And Hashem said, if you accept the Torah, good. If not, Sham tek v'atchem. Over there will be your burial. So a couple questions. What kind of marriage is this? We know the Jewish people are getting married to Hashem, and we're becoming a nation, we're becoming one. And you take out a shotgun and you tell the domot, listen, you're going to marry my daughter, right? Or else, right? What kind of marriage is that? And also, why is it saying Sham tek v'atchem? Over there will be your burial. It should have said over here. Sham is a weird word. It should have said po, here it will be your burial. So the Maharal says something beautiful. He says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to make it irreversible. Our connection with him is irreversible. The Torah says if somebody violates a woman, the mitzvah is he has to stay married to her all his life. You ruined her, now you have to fix her. So now Hashem made it that he forced himself on us. Now we're stuck to him. Even no matter what you do, you're going to be with me, you're going to be stuck together. But the Sham tek v'atchem, this is the main point I wanted to make, is over there will be your burial, is that Rav Galinsky says, Alav Shalom, he says everybody has an excuse. What's the excuse called? Sham. over there. The guy gets married, he's smoking, let's say, right? So I'll get married, I'll quit smoking. And then he gets married. Oh, listen, we don't have any kids, not a big deal. When I have a kid over there, I'll stop, I'll quit. Then he has a kid, listen, he doesn't understand anything. He's a little kid, when he goes to school, then I'll stop. And then when he gets, then he's 60 years old, still smoking, right? So he says the word sham over there, the word sham is your burial. The concept of a person saying over there, over there, over there. Whenever you get engaged, you'll never be ready to get engaged. Whenever you open a business, you'll never be ready to open a business. There always will be what if, and I don't know. Just get up, just do it. If you believe you could do it, just do it, and you'll have siyad d'shmaya. How many people pass away? How many people the opportunity goes by, and they said they could have, I should have, I would have, and that's what Ami's doing. They jumped in. B'ezrat Hashem, we shall zochet to have siyad d'shmaya and jump in as well.
Man, I think the whole, if you really look at it, the whole story of Matan Torah is really crazy. I'm saying if you really delve into it, and it's going to get a little bit trippy for a second. Sorry,
as usual.
Oh my God.
But it's going to get a little bit trippy for a second. What do the Mefarshim say? That they saw the sounds and they heard the colors and I'm saying it's a very trippy idea.
Anochi was like floating in the air.
I'm saying, and there was this oneness, and Hashem was marrying us, and we were the Kala, Hashem was the groom, and but he forced us. You can't force a person to marriage, and through, and here's the funny part that I'm just kind of like, whatever. The funny part is that this wasn't even the biggest miracle. The biggest miracle is you see it's Mitzrayim.
Right.
The splitting of the sea was the biggest miracle. Har Sinai wasn't even the biggest miracle, and it's very interesting because when it comes to Har Sinai, this whole again, this is going to be a little bit esoteric, but this whole theory that they saw the sound is a little bit coincides with quantum physics, and it coincides with the Zohar that really the whole world is a variation of waves.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, it's for a separate time.
They also said there was this famous experiment, right? They took the water bottles, they spoke good words to it, then the crystals formed into nice things, and then they took the bottled water, they cursed at it, and it became like under the microscope, under the blowing it up, they saw there was a horrible looking crystal that it formed. It's just like what you speak, right? They say abracadabra, abracadabra. I'll create as I speak. What we say brings into manifestation and bringing into the world.
So they so our existence heavily influences reality. Meaning reality isn't for those who want to really start to get your brains going. Reality doesn't exist independently from the human consciousness, which means that this table, if no humans were alive, this wouldn't be a table. This table is only created as a label that we gave it. Meaning this is really a Gemara in Masechta Shabbos on Muktzah, on what makes something something. So really the Gemara and the Torah spoke about these esoteric comments in a very practical level, that the table is only something in its use compared to, in relative to us. Meaning if there was no humans, this would just be, it would just be. There would be nothing, we wouldn't call it anything. It would just exist. Right? But since humans exist, and we are in this universe, and we have something called das.
We give it meaning.
We give it meaning, and therefore this exists. And I'll give you something a little bit more interesting that they say. There was actually a very, very famous question. They say that the biggest miracle ever that happened was Yetzias Mitzrayim, right? The splitting of the sea, Moshe Rabbeinu. But I have a question for you, Rabbi Zaki. There's a Gemara, I forgot where, I think I forgot, Evod Zar maybe. There's a guy named Pinchas ben Yair. You know Pinchas ben Yair?
Rabbi, yeah.
Pinchas ben Yair was a guy who split the sea so many times that he used to do it as he used to do it for fun. He split the sea, he went back, he used to get a cup of water, go back.
The river,
whatever. He split the river, he would go see if he dropped something, he would just split, he would go take it. So the Or Chaim asks the question, all right, what's going on over here? Moshe Rabbeinu did it once, we lost our mind. We had the whole crowd going, whoa! He was written in the Torah forever. He was considered the biggest prophet. We sing songs. He was it was never duplicated. We have an Agada and blah blah blah. Pinchas ben Yair. You ever heard of Pinchas ben Yair?
Of course.
You did. I mean, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you all did, but most people didn't. Whoever listening, most people didn't.
Donkey's famous.
So the question is, why isn't Pinchas ben Yair mentioned? Why don't we learn more about him? Why are we only focusing on Moshe Rabbeinu? So the Or Chaim says the real answer is that what's the difference between Moshe? What is the event difference that took place between Moshe Rabbeinu and Pinchas ben Yair? Matan Torah, right? And because of Matan Torah, now here's where it gets a little bit again esoteric. Matan Torah allowed humans to disrupt something that we call nature because we have the Torah here.
Opa.
Before, when the Torah was Shemayim, right? The Torah was in Shemayim before. Humans didn't have the power to disrupt nature on their own
Will.
So,
Or Chaim HaKadosh. We have the Koach now because of the Torah.
So before the Torah was given for Moshe Rabbeinu to do that was like absolutely mind blowing. It was something that was never done. How can a man disrupt nature? How can a man tell the water to split? You have no right to tell me to split. You have no merit to tell me to split.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bro. You just came out of Mitzrayim. Stay in your lane.
Yep.
Only after the Torah, Pinchas ben Yair said, bro, my lane, look at my credentials.
Opa.
Look at my badge.
That's it.
I got a badge. Split. And
Get out of the way.
Torah says, okay, you got clearance, split. So that was the big difference, that really the world is really not like, there's no real objectivity to the world.
So if you want a success in the world, you want all nature to go your way, you need to have a lot of Torah with you.
You need to have a lot of Torah, and it's very interesting. I'm just, and I'll finish with this, that the anyone who says that Torah is not for them, and Rav Blay always used to tell us, there's every person has an excuse. Torah's not for me because I have ADHD, because this, because that. He's like, Torah's for everybody, and he brings a raya from Yerushalmi. He says that there's 3 big Yetzer Hara's taivas in the world. Okay, we know they're called the big 3. There's money,
Gezel.
there's food, and there's
anger.
and there's women. Okay, those are the 3. And he says,
what was the first? Money, right?
Money, food, and anger. Right, those are the 3.
Money.
Money, food, and women. Right, those are the 3 most natural, like animalistic taivas, desires that we have. So he says, for every desire that a person, and everyone has all 3, but generally speaking, in terms of Torah, in terms of men, some of the taivas,
fluctuate.
Not fluctuate. Some have more, some have less. Like some people have, let's say, food more, money more, or women more, whatever it is.
Right.
He said the people who have the money more. He said, what's the taiva of money? That if you have 100, you want 200. If you have 200, you want 400. Right. So he's like, those people are good for Bikiyas.
Nice.
Right. They want to. They don't want to go into the end. They want to finish. They want to finish Shas. They want to cover ground. They want to finish Masechtas. He's like, the people that are the most passionate in business, a lot of times the best thing that they can connect to is Bikiyas.
Daf
Yomi, fast pace, cover ground, accomplish next. He said the next one is food. He's like, the idea of someone enjoying food, he's like, the taiva of food is literally from the mouth till the throat. It's very short. So to enjoy the taiva of food, you really have to focus on it and really take it apart.
Ian.
Right? So that's Ian. So he says, he's like,
gotta digest the Gemara.
You gotta digest the Gemara. So he said the people who have the real taiva for food, they really like to, they have a head for Ian, right? They want to go into it, they want to think about it, they want to delve into it, they want to pick it apart, right? And then he said the third one is for taivas nashim, for women. He said, what's the taivas nashim? To create, right? When you're with a woman, you create. So he's like, the people who have the taiva for taivas nashim, they are the ones who, meaning they bring down chidushim. They have a lot of creativity in the literal sense and in the figurative sense. So he says that nobody has an excuse. Everyone has these 3 taivas, and nobody has an excuse not to
channel
learn.
it in the right way.
And if you don't like the learning, so you're not learning the right way.
You're not learning exactly. That was a little piece from Rav Bloy. So
Many different ways to
there's no excuse.
There's a famous thing, today I'll be the psychologist, Ariel. There's a famous thing they bring in psychology, that in the circus, they have the elephant tied to a little string and a stick in the ground. So they're like, well, doesn't he run away? And he's like, no, he doesn't even try. He's like, how'd you do that? He's like, when he was little, we put the string and the stick in the ground, and it was too hard for him to break it. So from then, he already gave up. He doesn't try to break it anymore because he thinks he can't. He's a 2-ton elephant now. He's huge. He still thinks he can't break it. So many people today, when they were younger, I couldn't learn Gemara, it wasn't for me, I tried, shul's not for me, whatever. So that was like when they were a baby. Now they're an adult, they grew up, and they still think, I tried back then, I'll never be able to break it, I can't do it anymore, no point in trying. But it's the biggest sham. It's a psychology trick that Yetzer Hara got you. You got to try again. And maybe this way with this person didn't work, but maybe this place with that person would work. Just because you didn't like ice cream one time doesn't mean you'll never eat ice cream the rest of your life. So therefore a person has to do, as what King David said, Ta'amur kitofu. Go and taste it again. You'll see. Try it again. Why not? Bezat Hashem.
Well said.
And with that,
Well said.
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
with that,
The playoffs. Playoffs.
What we've all been Army Athletic playoffs.
The playoffs, guys.
with the
Advanced analytics.
Advanced Analytics, Chaim Zaki Nissanov.
Oh, Chaim, wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know my first name is Chaim.
Yeah.
Zachariah.
Now we're going into the playoffs, guys. We're not going to do rankings anymore because obviously we already have the 12 teams set, right? And
Who's officially out?
So we have Maroon, obviously. They're out. Good team also. Gotta give them a shout out. They are a good team. And of course, Light Green, we just beat them. Also a good team. They're out. So there's no rankings this week. But what we are doing is analysis each team. Now I was going to do, playoff probability percentage to win it all, as we did last year. But as I sit in this room amongst two people who were extreme underdogs, probably the biggest underdog teams that ever won in the Z League. Mr. Ayel Nisanov last year, green team beating black. You guys were big underdogs. And the greatest team to ever be assembled got taken down by Nate the Great over here, Nate Elyabayev, was 3 years ago?
March 2023.
Well, 3 seasons. Yeah. Okay. So that there's no such thing. It's one game. Hashem runs the world. He decides who wins and who loses. So there's no such thing as.
You better believe that, Coach Avi.
Everybody can win. Everybody can lose. Every team is good. There are teams that are better, but only
Time will
basically
tell.
one really is in a league of their own. Any team can win. So with that, we're gonna go to our analysis of every single game. We're gonna start off with the 5th seed, Orange. Unfortunately, we did not make the bye. We're playing Gold. What do you think about that game?
What do I think about the game? What do I think about that game? I mean, it's a very interesting game because your strength is their weakness on some level, and their strength is your weakness on some level. I think you guys are gonna have a hard time stopping Eitan. Eitan's having a phenomenal season. He's shooting lights out. Asa's an aggressive defender. They got Wemby.
He's playing well.
Yeah, and Wemby's playing well. He's a little bit agile, and he has the length to almost keep up with Tom, but Tom definitely has the size. You guys have your own. You guys have you and Tom, who are big men that I don't think Gold can keep up with. And you guys got Gabby, who really mixes it up. So I don't know. The question is if you guys can stop Eitan, and the question is if they can protect the paint from you guys. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, I agree. Eitan's they're 4-9. That's the craziest thing. They're 4-9.
But they're really good.
They're better than the record.
When we got eliminated from the bye,
Sorry, Ari.
I looked at my team. My team's like,
Sorry.
hey, what are we playing for right now? We're playing light green. Like, do we have any benefit of winning? And I looked at the schedule. I'm like, hey, if we win, we play gold. If we lose, we play gray. Now, no disrespect to the rabbi, we happen to match up better with you because you guys, your strength is your size, and we have me and Tom. So we're not worried about that. We beat you, But unfortunately for light green, they was talking a lot of smack to me, making fun of my advanced analytics, and then I called a timeout. No, it's a true story. I called a timeout. I went to my team like, listen, guys, we're winning this game. I don't
Stop
care.
making this about you, Zachy.
I don't care about what's going on. We're winning this game.
Making
And
everything about him.
Gabby Yakubo, big shout out, 45 points, guys.
Wow.
So
Who's going to take it, Ariel?
I don't know. I don't know.
give us your prediction, bro.
I really don't know. I don't know. You want me to pick it out of a hat?
I think Orange takes it.
Just because you're sitting here, Gold.
Oh.
Wow, that's mad. I thought we were cousins, bro.
Because he's a cousin, he can get away with that.
Oh my gosh. What do you think? Who do you think is taking this game? Orange or gold?
I agree with Ari. I think whoever makes the adjustments, like
So who do you think? You got to choose a team. Who's winning?
Tough, man.
You could say gold. I won't be offended.
No, it's not. It's not. They have the shooters. You guys have the big men. If they can contain the big men, they'll win. If you can contain their shooter. If you can contain their shooter,
Eitan's not
you'll win.
person to
Yeah,
contain.
he's tons hard.
you know.
So 50-50. Listen, you're right. Anybody can win. It's a coin flip. I hope we win, but
And I just want to say one thing. It depends which Eitan shows up.
but last year in the playoffs,
If
he showed up the first game. He balled.
If playoff Eitan shows up,
You toast.
Orange.
Gold,
No,
gold, you mean?
Eitan is
Gold,
good.
gold, you mean?
Playoff Eitan shows up,
Oh, that means he tanks. Yeah.
you lost. You win. If season Eitan shows up, Gold is gonna be.
But you know what's
guys.
weird about that? When Eitan plays in the playoffs, he doesn't win, but he balls out. When he had you on, when he was on your team, he went on a 4-minute streak where he didn't miss a three.
He went 4 for 4 in 1 minute.
Yeah, but we lost.
You guys
choked
lost,
them.
but
Yeah.
it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you can't
They
blame
beat
that
us.
on him.
They beat us in the regular season, if I'm
Twice.
mistaken, twice.
We were 8-1.
But how do you blame that on him if he bowled?
No, but because he was shooting brick for the first 25 minutes of the game.
Right.
Oh, I feel you.
Whatever.
Play
Eitan,
catch,
I love
play
you.
catch.
Next.
And what's the next game?
Next game, we're going to and guys, before I even get to the next game, I just want to say something. You know, as I look back in the season, probably the thing that stands out to me as the greatest moment of Ami's season this year, right? Season number 2. The biggest moment in this season so far, Red versus Black, Gabi Khafizov blocking the world out of Abe Khan.
Damn, you really. Abe is gonna complain about you
Well,
in the
let me
chat.
finish. But that wasn't the moment I'm talking about.
He stared at him.
That wasn't the stare down, not the moment I'm talking about.
Oh.
After that, on the chat, there was a lot of fighting. And, Black won, but he had the block, so it was a whole. And within 20 minutes, it was just something flipped, and it was just like mutual respect, where Abe is like, "Listen, bro, honestly, you got me. Go block. Like, I'll give you your flowers." And the next night, Gabby and his dad, and I think another guy on their team, went to his Siyum. Mike went to his Siyum, had some shots, had some laughs, and now it's just become a mutual respect. And I think going into the playoffs, it really touched me because you see it how, we're all fighting, we're all trying to beat each other, but when you have that level of respect for one another, I think that's the most important thing. So, obviously everyone wants to win, but just keep level-headed and have that respect.
Yeah,
Next game.
That takes you back to Achtus. Right there.
100%. It shows us that we're moving forward.
Yeah,
That's what it shows us
Beautiful.
as an individual, but also as a community. Game number 2, Teal versus, I love it. We're all in the playoffs and we're all playing round 1.
Baruch Hashem.
Every single one of us. I mean, I was hoping for a bye, but whatever.
And we're not playing each other, right?
And we're not playing each other.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
Teal versus Navy Blue. Rabbi Zeno, what do you got to say?
Wow. We played Teal last game. They have a lot of youngsters, a lot of energy. But the Navy Blue is a good matchup because they have a good defense that could run with them also. And the question is, will Navy Blue have an offense plan? That's the question. I think that defensively they can match up with Teal. They could slow down Teal a little bit. Teal has a lot of offensive options. The size, I think, is almost the same. It's not. There's no real size advantage there. The question is, will Navy Blue just take one guy, put a hat on him, tell him, you're the commander, let's go, you're going to score 25, you're going to make this guy score 15, you're going to make that guy score 10, and are they going to have an offensive leader to get them going? If they do, I think their defense is going to win the game, and it's going to lead to conversion on the other side. But if they don't have someone to lead the offense, I think Teal's just going to put up more points. That's what it is. That's how I see it.
Teal's been playing hot. I mean, you guys slowed it down. I don't know how you did it. Everyone was struggling.
I was
All of a
shocked.
sudden, out of nowhere.
I was shocked. They were on a 4-game winning streak. They
Who
were
won the
hot.
regular season?
What do you mean?
You were Navy.
We won.
They killed them.
We played them the last game of the season. We won by 18.
Oh, recently. You just played.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's rumors Aaron Bayo is going to play.
No.
I don't
What?
buy that.
He's not
Really?
I don't buy it.
He's
Yeah, he's not playing.
I spoke to. He's not playing.
He's walking normally?
I wish him a
Not
refuah
playing.
shlema.
We all wish him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's so sad, but yeah, I don't think he's
But
playing.
he's healthy enough to go to where'd they go? Cancun or whatever. it is?
DR.
DR, whatever.
Yeah,
And
who do
to
you
make
got winning?
I think Teal's going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Teal's going to win. If Navy Blue figures out what I said, then they could win. But otherwise, I think Teal's
They have a
gonna win.
chance.
Yeah,
do.
they have a
an
chance.
amazing defense.
Navy Blue's a
Yes.
great team.
Yes.
They have a
Great
chance.
team. We're
but
not
you
taking
guys
anything
are
for
winning.
granted. They're a great team.
Underrated, by the way. Teal has a lot of championship experience. Benji has a ring.
Yes.
Nate has a ring. Yuda has a ring. Egal has
A lot of rings.
4. So and that's a big deal. People think that it's like a cute thing to say, but it's actually a big
No.
deal. When
You get leveled. You don't
level-headed, you don't get nervous, you don't fold, whatever. Yeah.
100%.
Next.
100%. Next game, we're going with light
Blue.
blue versus gray.
Opa.
Another big game. I really hope you win, Rabbi.
I do too.
Um,
we had them in the regular season. We
what
did.
do you think? Who won? You guys won. You guys lost.
We got lost. Nate hit a big 3 at the end.
I remember that.
We couldn't
the
convert.
Portillo foul.
Yeah.
That game, the famous foul.
Yes.
Or wait, they called it an O foul. Oh, they called it a foul.
They called
He
it
said
a
no.
foul.
And he ran out of the gym.
And what do you think about this game?
Personally, I think this game can go both ways. Really do. I think that what light blue is lacking and what could potentially cause them the game against gray is the ball movement. They need to move the ball more. I think it's already every team going into light blue already knows contain Nate and you win the game. So if they open up the options for the rest of the team to score, like, get Mike down low, get Ellie at the 3-point line, get Josh going a little bit, not Nate putting up 45, 50 points and they're losing. I mean, like, get everybody involved. I think that they have potential to match up with Gray. And I think Gray's a very aggressive team also. So, and we just played them and they're a strong team. Rabbi bullies down low,
We have bigs.
Yeah. Bigs, and then also they got a strong guard. Jay Shaw's a strong dude also, so
Captain America.
So I think that if light blue can figure that out and not just rely on Nate but really move the ball and get the rest of the team involved, I think they could win. But other than that, if that doesn't happen, I don't see them winning. I think Gray will pull it out.
Yeah, I agree. I think light blue struggles against strong teams, aggressive teams. You're gonna have to throw a couple of elbows here and there, but clean ones.
We see it time and time again. Every game, there's every time rebound comes down or whatever it is, get the ball to Nate, get out the way.
Doesn't work.
It has to be. It's not a sustainable offense.
I agree.
And it's not a playoff offense. You make the playoffs, but where are you going to go after that? You got to something needs to change in light blue. If they change that, if they get everybody involved, I think they could go further. But other than that,
so crazy how
tough.
we're talking about this. They were projected to be a top 3 team at the beginning of the year.
Wow.
By almost everyone.
They got some pieces. They just got to utilize them correctly.
Chemistry. That's how big it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think Gray has a small edge, even though you guys are underdogs.
Yeah.
You guys don't have home court advantage, if that means anything. But I do think Gray has a slight edge. No, you don't agree?
It can go either.
Either way.
Either way, 50-50 coin flip.
Coin flip. Listen, I think also Rabbi has his work cut out for him. Mike's a big dude, no?
Yeah. We're good friends. I hope he comes from his vacation with some energy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun game. And the last game, the most entertaining game, the green team,
Opa.
Coach Ari versus the purple team, Coach
Avi.
Last year there was the battle of the coaches, Ari versus Avi. And,
it wasn't purple, right? It was royal blue.
It was royal blue, but it was coach versus coach. And after that game, there was only one coach. And the other one just had a big mouth. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout. Eitan hit a couple threes at the end of the game to make it a little bit close, like a 15-point game, but it was a blowout. And I think they had a better team than you guys did. So Ari definitely outcoached him. Coming down to this season, there was one goal and one goal only. Do not let Coach Avi cherry pick. And for 39 and 40 seconds,
they did it.
Green did it until the last
39 minutes and
39 minutes
seconds.
and whatever, 50 seconds. 11 seconds left in the game. Coach Avi with probably the greatest play this season, I think. That's probably the biggest
cherry pick
play.
of the year.
The cherry pick of the year. It wasn't only him. It was kind of like the Eli Manning play in the Super Bowl. It wasn't like just the catch. It wasn't just the throw. It was a combination of everything in the moment and the timing. It was the greatest play of all time in NFL history. And I think that was the greatest play of the season. I'm sorry on the end of it. But I want to see what's going to happen. I think that if Green can stop the cherry pick, that's a must. But also to stop their high-powered offense, because statistically, Green is the worst offense this season.
Ooh.
Statistically, I'm not saying capabilities. I'm not statistically facts.
Points-wise.
Points scored, Green is the worst. But points against, Green is number one.
Are we? I don't know.
You guys are the number one defense. Yes, one of your games was cut short, but you guys are the number one defense by like 20, 30 points. So Green had...
true?
Yes, you can look at the app. Green had a better points against than Red. Green was the number one defense in the league. Now, again, one of your games was cut very short, so the last game of the season.
Oh.
So I don't really know how to slice that. You want to say number one, number two, whatever you want to say. But the bottom line is Green has the best defense. So I think it comes down to, the high-powered offense, high-powered defense, who can really win that fight. They do have one of the annoying things about green is offensive rebounds. Now purple has
So many chances.
also,
Yeah.
who's very athletic. The problem is when they put him in the game, they take out Shlomi. Shlomi's got to be in this game. He's got to be, because when you have Shlomi and Ariel Pinchasov and they just have Remy, it's a problem. You know, I think Ariel Pinchasov and Remy just cancel each other out, and then you have one big versus one big, and the game kind of goes. So I think Shlomi is an X factor for purple, big X factor, and I think that for green, the X factor is probably not what you guys are thinking, but I think it's Johnny Yakubov. And you probably know this. Johnny Yakubov, when he isn't there, green does not win.
When he's in there?
When he's not in the game, green does not win. Correct? He missed a game this year. They lost. When he is not in the game, you could maybe find me one game they won, but usually when Johnny Yakubov is not there, they lose. We played them last year. He wasn't there. They lost. Johnny Yakubov runs the offense. He controls the flow. And again, not just him playing, but him giving the 15 points. If they can do that, I think offensively it's just going to be too much for purple, and I think that they're going to win. So those are my two X factors. Johnny Yakubov and Shlomi Elishayev. Two big pieces, which I think, but this game can go either way. I hope it's a good game. I hope RU win.
They say defense wins championships, no?
Yes, and they are the better defensive team. So I think the green has a small edge. Purple is an amazing team, but I do think that green has a small edge.
Opa. So then once all these games are played, then what? Then we get reseeded?
So basically, we already have the first 4 seeds out of the way, the 4 buys. So the 4 teams that win, you just find out their seeding, where they were before the games were, and then you just put them in the last 4 spots.
And then they have to play those 4.
And it goes 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5.
Yeah, same way the NBA does it. Yeah. Who do you guys think is winning? Purple, green?
I think green's gonna win. I think green. I think when it comes to playoffs, green's just like a different animal.
People are underestimating green.
A different animal.
Green is very quiet on the chat.
Yeah.
Do you have like a rule in your chat that you guys can't talk?
Just look at the coach. Look at them. He's just quiet.
Can't even say anything.
Locked in.
They're just locked in, but no talking, no trash talking.
They leave everything on the court.
Silent killers.
Job finished?
Job ain't finished.
I mean, the job just started right now. So now is the playoffs, guys.
Kobe.
I wish everyone a lot of success. I really do. And again, the message is for the entire league to have respect for one another. I think that's the number one thing. The number one winners of this league, if you can look at the mirror and look at yourself and say, hey, I lost, I gave respect, or I won, and I didn't rub it in their face. You know, I think that's the most important thing.
I met.
Yes, I have a few questions for you, Nate, just to close out the podcast. Who do you think's taking it all? 3 teams.
Teal.
Number 1.
Black.
2.
Green.
3.
Oh, nice.
So who's playing in the finals?
Teal versus either black or green.
Pick one.
I think black.
Oh.
Teal versus black, who's winning?
Teal.
Opa.
And who's 3 for MVP?
I think there's really one MVP.
You got to choose 3.
Okay, so Jason. I like the way Mike's playing on red.
Drive, okay.
So Mike Drive. And probably go Ariel Israelov.
You know, he wasn't even on the ballot for
Really?
for
Really?
MVP.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't.
He
It's
was
Coach.
It was Coach Avi.
I think Ariel Israelov is a big piece as to why they're winning games. I know Coach scores a lot of points, but Ariel, he runs the offense. So I think
Sets people up.
Yeah.
Okay, and for DPOI?
Gabi, Daniel Yusupov, Johnny Barkov.
Nice.
Gabi, Daniel Supov, Johnny Barkov. And now I'm going to ask you another question.
Yeah.
Besides for your own captain, who do you think should win Captain of the Year?
Yehud, obviously, but besides my own captain, good question. I didn't think of that. I was only Yehuda in my head.
Yehuda.
I'm here to throw you off. You only have to pick one. I'm not telling
There's
you.
another Nisanov.
Or you could pick 3.
At least pick his brother.
I would, but.
All right, guys, I'm going
to... No comment.
Honestly, I'd probably go Alex. He took his team from...
He was not supposed to be a good... They were not... No one was
Kikirov.
going to be a great
What
team.
were they last season? What were the record?
1 in...
Not good.
1 in...
They were last
everything.
place.
Won everything, right? So, yeah, I think Alex...
His record the past 2 years is like 3-20.
Wow.
He lost more games. He lost the same amount of games this season as combined wins all his other seasons,
Wow.
I think.
Yeah, so I think that...
Big turnaround.
If not Yehuda, then...
Alex
Alex,
Kikirov. All right, guys, you heard it here first.
Dun-dun-dun.
Wishing everybody a good Shabbos, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck to everybody.
Yeah.
Hazak Baruch.